Hey everyone, Flake of Wrath here, aka Michael Stevens, and we are sitting down with Coach Rob. This is the One Up XP Show podcast, and if you know Coach Rob or if you've listened to the podcast, you know just how high energy this man is. He's an amazing human being, and I wanted to sit down with him and see how his first year of being esports director went at Siena Heights University, and it was pretty wild ride for him throughout the first year. It hasn't even really been a year yet, but I wanted to see how his season went in the fall and how his seasons went in the spring and just see what he's thinking and where he's at. Because we interviewed him early on last year, and as he was coming into the program, he had goals, he had everything set up like any normal coach would have. But as he got to the end of the season, they saw a little more success, and even he, as a human, started to evolve, or as a coach started to evolve, I should say. And this is what he had to say. But first, we got to bring you the intro, and then we'll jump into Coach Rob. Enjoy. Here we go. Okay, let's go. So when you got to the end of the semester, there was things that were going on that were, you could see they were starting to change a little bit.
Right.
Get into the second semester, and things really flipped. What happened from January to April that was big difference from the first half?
People finally bought in
Yeah.
to my crazy thought process. Like, that's not, like, honest to goodness, like, that's literally what happened.
They bought into the Coach Rob craziness, man. The energy
in,
that is
man.
you.
They literally bought in, right? And the best way I can describe it is, and we can get into this a little bit later, but the best way I can describe it is literally my players bought in the same way that administration finally bought in, right? Because, kind of peeling back the curtain and always, like, we've had conversations, so I'll always be super transparent. When I got hired in July, they had said, well, companies always ask, like, what's your 5-year plan or what's your 3-year plan? Right. They always ask that generic question, right? Yep. It's always a question, right? And more times than not, people have like an outline, but it's not like crazy in depth. Right. Like mine was crazy in depth. Like mine was legit.
You had that journal. I mean, yes. You showed us.
Yeah. Still, like it was to the nines in depth for everything. And each year was labeled as such. And so, when I did that, my AD, she laughed at me when I said it because she didn't, and that's not her fault. That's not her fault. It's not their fault. They didn't know. They don't know or didn't know like why I was saying that.
Right.
So when my thought process was in 3 years, I'll account for 10% of campus enrollment. Mm-hmm. They're like, yeah, right, bro. That's the football team. That's not gonna be you guys, right? So now, fast forward, it's May.
Not even a year. Yeah.
Not even a year, like 10 months in. And I've had to have meetings with my AD every 2 weeks. And that was like a first year thing, just to make sure I was hitting my numbers and that I wouldn't quit and stuff like that. Like now, that first semester, the conversations were, well, how are you doing? Like, do you think you're gonna hit your number? Like, I need you to hit this number. I need you to hit this metric and stuff like that. Now the conversation is, all right, Coach Rob, like, what do you need from me? Like, how can I help? like, what are we, like, how are we looking? Like, what do you need? Like, how's everything going? Like, it's a switch. Literally, like you said, it's a switch that is flipped. So like that is a big piece of it is administration has bought into it, which allows me to unleash even more of the Coach Rob crazy because everybody sees it makes sense.
Yeah, when you have everybody, behind you, like, there's a difference between everybody supporting you and then everybody buying in. Like, there's a 100%. big difference. Like, everyone behind you
from a distance.
Yeah, exactly. But when you're buying into Coach Rob and what you got going on, then there's a big difference, especially when, the school backs you or whatever's backing you buys into what you're doing. Yeah, obviously they know something's going on, and it showed something was going on. The second half, I don't want to be mean about it, but obviously the second half outweighed the first half in a lot of ways. 100%. But those lessons you learned in the first half were put to use in the second half. So I mean, it makes sense. But it was it was like, wow, somebody flipped the switch there. So how did the seasons wrap for each of your titles? I know you have a bunch of titles. Rocket League obviously was a big thing for you for the second half, but how did everybody pair out or kind of run the gamut through the seasons in your title?
Yeah. So, so obviously we're in Michigan, so Smash is a huge title.
Right.
Our Smash team was pretty bad. And again, my players have come to understand I'm super transparent, but I'm brutally honest.
Right.
Like our Smash season was pretty terrible. Like we didn't win any games, but we didn't win matches, but there was progression in the matches, right? Like there were opportunities for people to be more vocal, to understand what their shortcomings were and to improve on those, right? And so, like for that title, it was more so of a reflection of looking in the mirror, like how do I improve, type of thing. And the other piece of that, recruiting wise, was because Smash is so big. Like I only recruited 3 Smash players. Like I got all 3 of them though.
Yeah.
So, and like, again, this is me, like, me. I hope people that watch this, they know me at least well enough to understand that I'm not like a cocky individual or anything like that. Right. Cause that's not just I'm just not like that.
No.
But
you're just brutally honest.
Like the 3 that I have coming in and with the people that we still have in place, I don't expect to lose a lot.
Right.
Like a lot of matches, in that title. Right. So then Hearthstone, Hearthstone actually went really well this semester.
Which is very unique in the case because you don't see it in college.
You don't see it in college, right? And even last semester, we didn't do terrible. I think last semester, we went 3-5. Okay. So wasn't awful. This semester, we actually went 5-4, and just missed the top 40. I think we ended up like 45th. Nice. So like a huge improvement. Again, like, and I'll keep kind of going back and forth. Recruiting wise, I only recruited 2 Hearthstone players, like both top 500 players in high school right now. Like they're both coming. Nice. So like it's, and like you said, it's a weird title people don't recruit for, and it's kind of like a really niche thing.
It really is.
You either find them or you don't find them, right?
When I was in Lazarus and we were managing, it was a title that a lot of older people were playing. It was 30s and beyond.
It's like we would be playing it on like tabletop or something, like it's hard to find them.
It's hard to find. It's a card game. For anybody who doesn't know what Hearthstone is, it's kind of like, if you ever heard of Magic the Gathering or any of those card games, but it's on on computer. So you're playing these card games essentially with ways of killing your opponent in so many moves. But it's a really interesting game. I tried to dive in. I was super invested and played it for like 2 months, but I was just like, man, this is more than my mental capacity. Especially when you come off Fortnite, dude. I was like, man, this ain't the
same. And it's a grind. Like, I don't think people understand, because it is a card game. I don't think people understand, like, oh, okay, I'll just play this card. Perfect. Okay.
No.
Wait,
you have to know what's in your deck, and there's like 64 cards in a deck, or I can't remember how many are in a deck. But anyway, you have to know what those cards will do when matched with other cards or against other cards. And you're playing 5 steps ahead.
You're playing chess. You're literally playing chess, but you're just playing with cards. Yep. So, obviously then Overwatch didn't have a team this semester or this year. And we kind of talked about it the last time we chatted, like didn't have a team because the people that were on the team found out I was crazy and they didn't want to be a part of it, which is fine. It is what it is. Yeah. League, same thing. Like I had a team, I lost 2. They found out, Coach Rob is crazy. I don't want to do it. So, but to that point, I will say, like, we have a full Overwatch team and a full league team coming this fall. So we're set on those. So that was good. And then obviously last but not least, everybody, or mostly everybody around here knows about the Rocket League team and kind of what we did. So going winless in NACE last semester to going undefeated in NACE this semester. Yeah. We technically had a loss against Bowling Green, but it's because we didn't play the match because it was during spring break, and like we didn't reschedule it, right? But then we ended up playing Bowling Green in like another league like that same week. So we went undefeated. We went undefeated. So we'll take it. So then ended up getting second in NACE in the spring semester and spring season after knocking off Northwood in the loser semis. And that's. We talked about it before we hopped on, obviously, but like that's my guy. Like, Cody, that's my man. I'd take a bullet for anybody, but I'd take a bullet for him for sure.
Oh, Cody's great. I love Cody. He's the first interview I had, and the guy knows what he's doing, and he does. And we talked about this when I visited on campus. When you get, that's what we're striving for, is that Cody level, obviously. Right. So when you're building and you can knock off someone like Cody's team is like, wow, okay, we're doing something right, you know? And you go from 0 wins in the first half, and then you finish high on the second half and beat Northwood. It's like, yeah, okay, we can see the light. It's coming. Like we're bought in, like you said. So I mean, that is it's kind of like that level when you beat in any traditional sport, when you beat that coach that is just up there and you know, it's like, oh man, if we could just, you know, get a goal or two on these guys, and then you end up beating the team. It's like, wow, there it is.
Yeah. And that's literally, bro, that's literally how it was. So like this semester alone, I believe we were counting, me and my players were counting at one point. I think we played Northwood 14 times this semester.
Really?
Like 14 different times.
Wow.
And each time we played them, it like there were spurts. You could see it was kind of changing a little bit. Right. Like we were getting a little bit faster. Like we were making the moves. We were like, you know, we were anticipating a couple things here and there. And then when we played them, you know, in the loser semis, like it just clicked, man. And it obviously went 7, or the full series. So you know, it was back and forth, but like the joy on their faces, like in that last game when we took the lead and like, piled it on a little bit, like you could see it. They were like, oh, we're here. Like we have finally figured it out, at least for that day. Right. So
and build on it. Now you got to build on it.
Now you got to build on it. For sure. And so because they're not going anywhere. Like Northwood's not going away.
No. And in fact, one of them went pro. One of them went to England, I think.
Yep.
And then some of them are playing in the Worlds, I think, even.
So they did win. Yep. So their squad is going. Like, which is another thing. Like we fumbled the bag on that one, but that was our fault. So, you know, live and learn type.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, you get 1% better every day. So, but now let's talk about, you know, it's the off season. We are now in summer for you. You are home in Indiana, but what does this look like for Coach Rob? How does the rebirth continue? What does the off season like? What does it look like for you? Like, are you still working every day, grinding, recruiting? Are you taking a break at all, or are you, you know, are you going to soak your feet in some water? Or are you just going to be out here gaming, getting a little better, thinking, writing more stuff in your journal? What does it look like?
Yeah, so I will say when I got hired, when I first started, my thought process was like pedal to the floor. Like pedal to the metal, like you don't have time to waste. You got to keep going. You got to keep getting after it. And that was, to be completely honest with you, it didn't work. It didn't work.
Right.
And I think it didn't work because I'm not built like that.
Yeah, you're not.
You know,
like that.
I'm not wired like that. I can be, you know, but it doesn't. That's not how I am. Like it doesn't benefit what I'm trying to do. So there were a couple months at the beginning of the year. I was like recruiting super hard, like constantly. I was reaching out to everyone. Like I was reaching out to everyone. Like if I was probably reaching out to dads and I didn't know they were actual dads, you know what I'm saying? Like I was reaching out to whoever I could, you know, to field a team and to try to get the people in place. You know, then I sat back and I was like, this is not it. Like I'm trying to find bodies instead of trying to find people.
Players, yeah.
So, you know, like, and that's, you know, then I found I was like, okay, I have to find people. Like if I find the right people, like they'll be the right players. Right. So like now, and I won't say like the number I'm at like currently, but I'm way past my recruiting number for this year. Like,
yeah, I mean, it was just from the sounds of it. I mean, you got a league, you got an Overwatch. Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming you got other names coming in for other titles. So I mean,
right.
I'm sure you got more titles possibly even being added. I mean, that's a possible thing too. So who knows?
I'm trying to get Apex in here real quick.
There you go.
See if that works. That is my if it's Apex is the plan, and then they have to give me Valorant. So then I'll take Apex off the board. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's progression to it.
Did you take Fortnite off the board?
No, I actually have one coming in for Fortnite.
Oh, do you?
And she's actually a female gamer.
Oh, nice.
So like, I checked that off my list. That was a big thing for me on my list, was to add at least one. So that's awesome. So that was huge for me.
That is very good.
Off season has been pretty chill. Pretty chill in the fact that it's been the same as like my second semester. Like it's been the same. A lot of the recruiting I do is, virtual. It's all on Twitter, Discord, Twitch, stuff like that. So it's not really different. I've forced myself to not be on social media on Sundays.
Right.
It forces me not to work on Sundays. So
that's seventh day. Seventh day, you
the
take
seventh
it off,
day,
dude.
man. You know, it's helped, and it helps because I'm not working, and that's my time to kind of be in front of my computer and actually just play games and be chill.
Give yourself
So,
some time to play games, you know?
exactly.
To be honest with you, and that's what because when I got involved with the One Up XP show, it was a lot of doing the stuff for the show, and I was like, I got to just give me time to play games. Like, I just want a time to stream and hang out and chat. And there's a delicate balance, trust me. But, but once you find it, it's good. It's that Zen spot, you know?
Yep. It might take you a while to find it.
Right, exactly. So there's no flying around, going to combines, going to somebody's house, sleeping on their floor, recruiting or anything like that.
I took a trip to PA to sign a player. I'll never do it again.
Really?
I'll never do it again, bro. So look, I went on a Thursday, so I had to wake up, get on a flight,
right,
that morning.
So you didn't take the old trusty steed?
No shot. No. Got on that flight, got to PA, and actually landed in Philly, but then I had to drive to Lancaster, which is like an hour away.
Right.
Had to hang out with the family, sign the player, then drive an hour back to my hotel in Philly. Mm-hmm. Then I was there for like one day, and then had to fly back the next day. Like, no, no shot.
The football coach life is not for you?
No.
That recruiter life is not for you?
Dumb. Junk is dumb. Like, no, man. We can have conversations as much as y'all want as a family, just like this.
Heck no.
You'll find out real quick if I'm a fit for you or not, just off these conversations.
Yeah, that is true. And there is something cool about, this generation now. I mean, we could do it. We could have an interview right here. We can talk. You can sign me on the dot. But like back in the day, that just wasn't an option. But esports is kind of all tied with this anyway. Like these kids are playing kids online anyway. They're they're streaming. So I mean, it's just like all of your stuff is online to begin with. No need to really go bug somebody at home. That's just not the way it is.
And I will say, like, to that same point, I do enjoy the signing in person.
Oh yeah.
Like so that player that I went to go see in PA, like I went to sign him.
But the traveling one day, all that. Yeah.
I just, that part sucks. But like the in-person signing, like that part, I'll always do that. Like I don't care how crazy it gets, like how our program expands and when we start getting all these people in, like I'll still do that part because that part I like.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm just interacting. Yeah.
Yeah, but that traveling to like recruit and like go to a school every day and stuff like that junk is for the birds.
Side note,
bro.
did you go? Have you been to Philly before?
That was my first time in Philly.
Did you like it?
It's all right.
Yeah. Did you do any sightseeing?
Yeah, around my hotel. I walked outside, took a block. And I was like, all right, I've been here. I've been at Philly. Yeah, I was it, man. Like, no, when I drove in, drove past, well, I mean, I can't remember. What's the football arena? Like, what's the football stadium?
Oh, I don't know. They changed names anymore.
Drove by both, football stadium in the basketball arena. So seeing those, was kind of downtown Philly where my hotel was. So kind of like walked around a little bit at night, but nah, man, I'm good with that.
That's sweet though. I like the fact that, it's cool to like, if you get the opportunity to see those places, obviously,
for sure.
But like, I've only driven through Erie, PA, going to Buffalo, New York. So I've never really been in Pennsylvania. So I've never been over there. But if you're in Philly, you're only like what, 45 minutes from New York?
It was not far at all. Yeah, it was. I was super tempted, but I was like, nah.
Yeah, you probably get there and be like, nah, this is for the birds, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to lay down, dude.
So next question: what is the off-season goal then? Obviously, we know you're not. I mean, we know you're recruiting a little bit. We know you're taking the Zen moment. You're doing things at your own pace. But what is the off-season goal?
Yeah, man. So, again, the first time we chatted, I was all about goals and all about like, and I got to hit this. I got to do this. It needs to look like this. Then I was like, you know what, man? And I will say a part of it was reading Atomic Habits. Like that was a big part of it too. The book Atomic Habits. But I have like since switched. I'm not super goal oriented.
Okay.
And the reason why, and people are always like, what? Like Coach Rob, that sounds stupid. It doesn't, because like when I found out, like once you hit that goal, like there's a small time frame of satisfaction, and then you're like, now what?
Right.
So now you got to make another goal. Then when you hit that goal, okay, now what?
Right.
So as opposed to like
just
having letting the flow and having systems in place, like So like I'm all systems based now because I'll never hit that system. That system will never fail because I'm always like approaching that system. Yeah. Right? So like that 1%, like it resets every day. So there's no, like it's always going to be there. It's never going to stop. Right. So, so for me, like the off season is more so just continuing to progress as who I am, continuing to be the best version of the director of Siena Heights that I can be. And that will never end. Like I will never be a finished product, just like no human will ever be a finished human product, So like that's always the thought process.
Yeah, we're always evolving and growing as human beings. Yeah, I mean, and that's what you're doing. I mean, when I talked to you first in September, I think it was, to now, like the goal oriented, like I took you as like that was your football player and you shining, because that was the thing. Like you're gonna have the whiteboard, you're gonna have all the goals on there, you had to have the GPA, you had all this stuff. I was like, okay, that's the football shining, because I mean, you always had goals. There was always goals set, right? But you're learning and evolving as a human being that, yeah, okay, goals are great, but you know what? What if we make goals better? Like having that system in place, Because there is something better than goals, because you are right. There is even a little piece of you that when you hit your goal, you say, all right, cool, I'm done. Like now,
literally, now what?
You don't do anything. Yeah. So I totally understand that, because I've run into it many times in my life. And that's one reason why I don't even set goals. Like I'll set things to aim for, but goals just because there's two ways to look at goals. You either hit your goal and you're satisfied with it, or you just you set yourself up for failure. But that failure can lead to more lessons. Yeah. But at the same point, why give yourself a ceiling? Why not just leave it wide open? 100%. Why just be like, oh, cool, I'll aim for that, but let's see where we can go.
Exactly.
Like, and that's the thing of grinding to me, is like, yeah, that's the evolution of, okay, I get it now. I'm a little bit
right.
So what's on the radar for 2022 and 2023? Obviously, we talked maybe a little bit of Apex in there, but we know we have some returning players. So what is in the system and on your radar for 2022, 2023?
Yeah, so I think the biggest part, and sorry, man, my neighbor's mowing the grass outside.
It's that time of year, brother.
Yeah, man, I keep muting my mic. I'm like, I don't want that to be like my audio feedback. But on the radar for us, for Siena Heights, myself, and the program in general, it's just building on what we did. So, like the next step in that system is, like I said, the recruiting class that I have coming in is pretty big.
Pretty stout.
So it's pretty stout. It's a pretty big recruiting class. But on the same side of that coin, every single recruit that's coming in is similar to my mind, like to how I think and operate.
Right.
So that next thing on the radar is getting them to understand why we do things the way we do things, like why we have the system that we have. And like, that's again, like you mentioned, that's the buy-in piece. So like that part of it, like that's the biggest thing for me. Like that is by far the number one priority that I have for this year. And that can sound crazy to some people, because for me, it's not about the wins. It's not about that. Like, I don't care. Like I care, but I'm not like super focused on like what we place in NACE or how we do in the WAC tourney for our season. Like that, those things will come as long as the system that we have in place is running thoroughly, right? Like each and every day, like everybody is like, and I always think, again, like the Belichick way is like, just do your job.
Right.
So like everything that is in our system, you just have to do your job. If you do your job, everything that all the goals that my players have that they might not mention to me or that they're talking about each other about, like they will hit those, right? As long as you do your job and our system stays in place.
I mean, number one is these are student athletes. These kids are there to get a degree, become better human beings, and evolve, essentially learn as the process going. So obviously, yeah, the wins, all that. Yeah, it's great as a student athlete, but that is not the main thing. They're there to do 100%. It, do your job, but at the same time, your job is also to get a degree.
For sure. It's a bonus. Yeah, those are all bonuses.
All bonuses. Exactly what it is. So let's talk about some of the key moments for 21 and 22. Obviously, was one of the big ones was beating Northwood at the end of the season, going undefeated in the NACE, undefeated with air quotes. But the first half, there was a lot of learning steps too. I mean, obviously there's a lot of learning that you did through the first half and then you implemented the second half, but take me through some of the key moments, whether it was learning moments, whether it was, on cloud 9 moments, whatever it was. What were some of the key moments through the 21-22 year?
Yeah, a big one for me is understanding and kind of realizing that myself, like what I'm doing now is a compilation of like the last three professions I've been in.
Right.
So
right. Yeah, I
like
get
what
that.
I'm doing now is literally what I did as a special ed teacher,
Yep.
what I did as a police officer, and what I have done as a high school athletic coach.
You were a police officer?
I was.
I didn't know that.
Nobody knows. I don't tell people that. You're like, Coach Rob was fed, man. Yeah, it was a fed. but like those three things, like they each have a specific tool set to them, right? But there are things within that tool set that kind of mesh in together.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to take a lot of things from those three and meld them together into this. So, and I always tell my wife, like, because there's sometimes when I come home late, I have like a look on my face of like, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. Right. So, she asks like, how was it? And it all more times than not, if I feel like, or I look like I'm tired, it's probably because I had like a counseling session.
Right.
Like, I'm not a social worker by any means, but this job requires that to an extent.
Oh yeah.
So like that was a big moment for me, was seeing that for the first time and understanding that, hey, like, I can't just be the director. And I have to be I got to be the dad too. Yeah. I have to be the dad.
There's a lot of hats that go with director.
A lot of hats that go with it. And especially like, not to get too far ahead, but especially for next year, like I had 20 kids this year.
Right.
I will have more than 20 kids next year.
Right.
So I have to be a dad for each one of them. And that dad has to be able to do different things or multiple things each day, and understand that each person and each player that I interact with, they will have a different set of needs. So like that part has always been intriguing, so that realization of it was super cool. And helped me understand that, okay, we're doing something right, because now these conversations aren't frustrating conversations. They're enlightening conversations, right? Because now when I walk away from these conversations with the player, I could see that they're walking better, or they're like feeling different, so that whatever it was that was on them, like it's not on them. Loose, maybe I'm carrying it, which is fine. If I don't care if I'm carrying it,
Monkeys
but they're not.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that gives them the best chance to improve. So that gives them their chance to hit that 1%. And if they're able to hit that 1% by default,
right,
at worst case scenario, I'll hit mine.
Yep.
So
no, it goes hand in hand. You're 100 million% correct in all of it. I mean, that is the biggest thing. And I don't think a lot of people think about it in the way that you put it, because I always thought about it that way too after the fact. Like when you have all your coaches going through the system, whatever. I played football, baseball, and hockey, and every coach, there was a parental aspect to it, because you have to remember, you're all high school kids, you're teenagers. Even when you go to college, you're in your your early 20s for the most part. Hockey's a little bit different with juniors, but all these kids need that father figure in their life. And the other thing is, if you're in college or you're playing hockey or whatever, you're off, and like that's the only other guy that you have in your life. So a lot of you unload a lot onto these coaches at the same time, looking for that little bit of I guess feeling better, if you will, or feeling 100%. Right about yourself, because you don't always have a parent there and be like, oh yeah, you did this right, maybe work on this a little bit, but that's more the coach's job. And sometimes you have to poke the beast a little bit, and be like, hey, give me the input here. What's wrong? What's right? So yeah, I 100% agree with it, because I've had that same situation. I'm not at the situation where I'm coaching anybody, but at the same time, I went to my coach for everything. So I understand it. So I right with you, brother. I get that 100%. The counseling sessions are real sometimes.
Yeah, man, they're interesting, right? Because like I have kids, Levi and Naomi, but they're 10 and 5.
Right.
Like my players are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. They have a completely different set of problems.
Completely different.
Like are not anywhere close to my kids, right? No. So like as they're finagling or figuring their way out through their problems, I'm kind of getting prepped for the problems that my kids will have when they turn that age.
That's true.
So it helps everybody. It really helps everybody.
You're just getting, you're looking 15 years into the future. That's all.
That's it.
All right. So we talked last September about goals, obviously, and we found out you're more the system driven type deal here. But let's talk about some of the goals that you did set. Did you hit those goals? Because I did see. I looked through some of the esports stuff, and I read through Siena's amazing academic achievements through their programs. I believe the dance team was number 1, which, come on,
Yeah,
you let
yeah.
the dance team beat you?
There's like 10 of them.
I don't
bro.
care. You let the
That's fair.
dance
That's
team.
facts.
I'm joking.
That's facts.
I'm joking.
That's
But
facts.
anyway,
No, they do a good job. They do a good job.
but I saw you guys were, I think, 5th or 6th on the list. You had a 2.9.
So last semester,
Right.
we were 3.22.
There you go. So there's just the last.
That was the highest that it has ever been.
Which I believe your goal was what, 3.25?
The goal for the first semester was just 3.0.
3.0. Got you.
So we hit it the first semester. This semester we did not hit it. And I don't cuss obviously, but I was peed off. Like we didn't hit it. We didn't hit it. And that was literally that was people not following the system.
Right,
that was literally people not following the system. And that's it shows when you don't follow the system, what happens.
Right.
Like people get lazy, people don't hold themselves accountable, and then this is what happens. Now you worry about whether or not you can actually compete next fall because you might be on probation. Like that's you didn't do what you were supposed. You didn't do your job, right? So we didn't hit the academic standard that I set. We hit the institution standard.
Right.
It's not hard.
What is it?
2.5. That's
2.5.
not hard.
2.5.
Yeah, I think it's 2 now. I think they did decrease it.
Is it? What's it? 2 is what? E?
Yeah, it's showing up, bro. You just got to show up.
Yeah.
Show up.
You basically just sit there and turn your ears on. You're fine.
That's it. So we didn't hit that for our program. We did hit our NACE goals of competing in all of our matches. Well, technically, actually, we didn't because we had to reschedule that we didn't do. But that was because of spring break, man. So we'll check it off the box.
Check it off.
We did, we competed in some tournaments, some LAN events. So that was another one that we checked off. Obviously, the one female, at least one female student athlete, we got that. Mm-hmm. So the majority of the goals that we have for this semester, we actually hit, which was dope. The biggest one obviously was the academic side. Right. So, but we hit like recruiting numbers. I hit that for the year, hit competition for the year, lands, so we hit the majority of them. So I had 5 for each semester. So I had 10 total. Out of the 10, I hit 7.
Nice.
So I'm sitting at a 2.5, man.
Hey, 7 out of 10 is really good, brother. Goals are meant to be, the end all be all when you get there. So, 7 out of 10 is not bad. Your first year was 7 out of 10, 70%. So, 7. If you're looking at baseball, dude, you're hitting 700. That's ungodly. All right. If you're hitting 7 out of 10 free throws, it's a little different. 7 out of 10 3 points. Hey, dude, you're already 21 points, brother. So
7 out of 10 free throws call you Jaylen Brown.
Well, any worse, we'll call you Shaq. But poor Shaq, dude. His hands went around the ball. He couldn't shoot. Listen, he's a big guy.
Yeah, of course.
So what is new for Siena in the esports program in the future? What's obviously the age-old question. We talked about it before, the 5-year plan, but obviously the Stephen Robinson Jr. Foundation is set. All right. So we got your first year under your belt. Now we're gonna start building the house that is Coach Rob and Siena Heights. So what is in the future here? What are we looking at?
So I'm glad. It's funny that you mentioned the 5-year plan because I actually condensed it to a 3-year plan. I don't have time. I don't have 5 years. I might not have 5 years. I have 3 years. Yeah. So
we take it day by day.
Yeah. So we sped it up. and that's again, we were able to speed it up because of buy-in. Administration bought in, our players bought in. So that means recruits are able to buy in because and I will give league as a pretty prime example, right? So league. The collegiate space for league is really weird, man.
It's whack. I'll just straight up say it's whack.
Yeah, and it's in that vein because if you're not Maryville or Winthrop or St. Thomas,
somebody associated with those colleges,
one of those top tier programs that have done it for 3 or 4 years, it's really hard for you to get players that want to come and compete. Right. So, but the other side of it is, I like talking to people.
Right.
I love having I love meeting the player where they are and not. I'm never going to be the one to say, hey, if you come play collegiate, you'll go pro, or Immortals they're in the Great Lakes region now, so we're going to get you there, or you'll get to play Maryville or whatever. I'm never going to feed you that baloney. If we do it, perfect. But I want to give you that experience that you're not going to get anywhere else.
Right.
And I want you to be a part of a family that you can be a part of for the next 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So like that part of it is super intriguing for me because league is one where there's a lot of space to be competitive at a high clip if you find the right pieces.
Right.
So, and God bless, like I'm literally now it's freaking May, but like I'm finding the pieces now.
Right.
So it makes it intriguing for me, and I'm super excited. Like, cause that's like league is the game. That's the computer game.
That's the one
like,
that you started.
That got me in.
Yeah.
That got me in. So like that was always my thought process and my desire when I got here was I need to have a league team. I have to. Like if I don't have anything else,
right,
and they fire me tomorrow, I gotta have a league team. Right. So we're getting the ball rolling. Now we're getting there. But anyway. I'm sorry, that was a tangent.
No, you're good, dude. Tangents are good.
But for what's new, like I said, that 3-year expansion and plan and layout that we're working on, like it starts next month. Actually, it starts in June. We're already going to start adding on and building out some stuff for the infrastructure of what we're doing, like the physical infrastructure. Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, building on to the family infrastructure too.
Right.
So, a lot of now that it's not gone, but now that COVID has kind of settled a little bit, now we're able to kind of do a lot of the things that I want to do, which is being out and about and having those experiences together outside of our arena, outside of our campus. Right. So because that's where you're
community service, if you will.
Yeah, that's where you're going to build those best relationships that's let's be honest, that's also networking. Like you might find someone or connect with someone that helps you down the road that you never even thought of like connecting with.
Right.
So,
and the thing is, you guys have so many options in Adrian too.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of options. I mean, between the esports and just the city itself, there is a lot of great options, not only for community service, but also for connecting with great people. I mean, that's just a given. You guys have a really good location.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're in the middle of everyone else. Like we're right in the middle of Detroit, Ann Arbor, Toledo. Like if you're saying you want an internship or something in that area, like perfect. This is the perfect spot you need to be at right here. It's close, so in that realm, that part of it for me is super exciting and I'm excited for it. And then, like I said, that is one goal I will make sure I keep. Like I don't have any other ones, but the one goal that I will make sure I keep, and I promised myself I was going to hit it, and I told the AD a month ago I'm gonna hit it, and I'm gonna hit it, and that's 10% of enrollment. So that puts us at 100. So I need to have 100.
100 players.
100 players, shoutcasters, in general. So it sounds super far-fetched, but
it's not, dude.
Promise you, it's not. No. It's not hard to find 100 people that buy into what you're doing.
I mean, when you look at programs like Oakland or Michigan, obviously, but they're bigger schools, but they have,
and that's a club team.
They have like 450 people in their club team.
Yeah.
So and like when you look at Grand Valley has a ton of people in their club team, and they're just getting to the point where they're unleashing esports at the right with Bilski. But I mean, like it's not a far-fetched thing at all. When you tell kids that you can come here and play esports and get a degree or do anything in video games, whatever it is, and actually possibly get a little bit of money from video games, it's a game changer. Like people just don't understand. Like I would love to go to school and play video games. Like that's just
100%.
I'm playing video games for my job now. And I didn't even think that was possible.
I didn't think it was possible.
But you know what? It's possible. And we got an award out of it.
There we go. Getting after it. Getting after it.
14 years in weather industry, I've never sniffed an award. 8 months into video games, I got an award. So, I mean, there's that.
I love it.
So, you did mention infrastructure, though. Are you guys expanding? You guys getting the arena?
I'll send you the link, man. I'll send you a little. I'll send you
You mean I have to do another campus visit? Okay, I'm there.
I'll send you a little Unreal Engine 5 3D model that I forced myself to put together.
Engine 5
took me 2 days to do.
Jeez.
I self-taught myself. So if this never works out, I can always be an architect.
I was gonna say, just get it off of Epic has it. You can download it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah.
I was like, I downloaded it. I was like, oh, what is this? Oh, this ain't nothing for me. I can't design.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, man. It took me 2 days.
That's sweet. That's awesome.
Figured it out, man. So so this summer, we're starting on some of it. And it's more like temporary until they start forking the money over.
Right. Gotcha.
So
I mean, to be honest with you, you hit that 10%, the money will be forked over.
Exactly. That's the thing. So they're like, well, so this year, I mean, it don't matter. So this year, so we have our main arena that you've already seen.
Yeah.
But outside of our door, there's like that huge space.
Oh, you told me that when we visited. Yeah.
There's that huge space. So we're going to take a portion of it this year and wall it off to create a Smash room specifically for the Smash team. So they'll have their own room. So long term, that will all be. I'll send you a picture, man. I'll send you the video. But it's like after 3 years, like the video that I send you, that is what it will look like from top to bottom. And I'll give you the video, and it'll have like my explanation on it. So it's like you hear me narrate. But it's Lord willing, if I'm on this earth, like when everything is said and done, it will be nice. And I personally think it will rival a lot of programs just in how it looks, right? Because like, I mean, let's face it, man. And we talked about it before we started, like with the whole Nick Saban thing.
Yeah.
Like you will get players just because of what the place looks like. Like you will get a player or two that buy into just what they get.
Yep. And
they'll later figure out, okay, I made the right choice because of who was here, but you'll draw their attention based off just what it looks like. So, you know,
I got you.
It's nice for me being my first year here and seeing what Cody has done at Northwood and being able to take parts of that and being able to take parts of what Akron has done and what Boise has done. So like it all, like they all play a part in like what ours will look like, which is nice, because then I kind of pay homage to them and say, hey man, you guys laid the framework.
I mean, you guys are you're all working, and a lot of people might not see that in the distance too, is that everybody is building the foundation for esports right now, especially collegiate esports. Everybody's working hand in hand, whether you see it or not.
Yeah, whether you acknowledge.
It's what everybody's painting their spot in the canvas right now. And they're taking a little bit from that, and they're taking a little bit from that, but also putting their all splash on it. And that's just the way it's going to evolve and grow. So, I mean,
100%.
And so last question, but I have to ask you, so first year's in the books, successful or not successful in your opinion?
Extremely successful.
Oh, there you go. I just threw it out there. I was like, please don't say unsuccessful because that's not true.
Extremely successful. But okay, extremely successful, but not in the way I think people will take it. Like
oh yeah, no, I understand.
Like by no means when I say extremely successful, do I mean
you got all the hardware? No,
I don't. Honestly, again, like I told you, I don't care about that. Like the wins is what it is. Like extremely successful in the fact that when I got here, I had 30 kids. Yep. I lost 10 kids that didn't want to buy in. And now I have 20 kids currently on the roster that have stayed, bought in, and said, yo, I'm a ride with Coach Rob to the wheels fall off. Right. So, and the same thing, I have 20 kids that I would ride or die for to the wheels fall off. And I told my kids this like a month ago, like right before the semester ended. And I was dead serious. I was like, man, if by some crazy chance Sister Peg or the AD are like, yo, Coach Robert's not working out. And I found like a gig somewhere else. Literally the first place I'm recruiting is Siena Heights. I'm taking all my kids with me. Taking every single one of my kids with me, and I like that is important for me because I honestly, like 100%, I don't think every coach would say that. I don't think every coach would say that.
No, I get that. Yeah.
I think some coaches will be like, I'll take these 4 or 5 or maybe these 6 or 7. Like I would take all 20 of mine.
Hi, boy.
And that because they've been here. So they've seen the struggle. And they struggle with me, and they know what it looked like when it was down. They know what it looks like now that it's getting up, and they know what it's going to look like when it's done. Yep. So it's super easy to build a village when everybody knows the layout, man.
Right, and that's perfect. I mean, that's the best thing I think I've ever heard you like say to analyze something.
I drop a. Hey, I got my English degree from Siena. I drop a bar every once in a while.
Drop a bar every once in a while. All right, listen, we've had you on 10 questions to earn a 1-up, and it just premiered. You can go see it on the 910 News YouTube channel. But I have a whole new set of questions for you. These are, similar random questions, but I got to have you again on there, so I can't give you the same questions, So these ones aren't nearly as difficult.
Hey, just so everybody knows, in case you didn't know, ASAP Rocky and Rihanna just had their baby as a boy.
Ooh.
I don't know who wants to know that, but
hey, breaking news right here. on the One Up XP show. Rocky. Rihanna.
You know the deal.
Yeah. So, all right, 10 questions are in a One Up. You're back in the hot seat. We got you 10
Yeah.
questions. These are brand new smack dab questions, hot off the press this morning. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Coach Rob, number 1. What is the perfect sandwich?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, you're just going straight with PB&J, huh?
Yeah. What?
Smooth or crunchy?
Oh, crunchy. Don't play with my emotions.
Oh, dude, smooth for days. Get out of here.
Wow. Michiganders, man. You got to watch those guys.
I only eat crunchy because the wife won't let smooth in the house.
Because she knows
She's
what
from
the right
Wisconsin, so
she knows.
I think it
She
is a
knows.
Michigan thing.
Yeah, smart individual right there.
Number 2, iPhone or Android?
I'm an Android guy.
Why do I like you again?
Why do people always look at me like that, man? I'm an Android guy. iPhones they're too expensive. They're too expensive
So
for
are
one.
Androids.
No shot, Bobo.
Dude, the S22 is like $1,300 just like the iPhone.
No, I don't have an S22. I don't make money like that. So I don't know. I don't even know what that is. But
Yeah. Well, nah. I'm not even. I've been on both sides of the market. I had an Android 8 years ago. Oh man, what was it called?
wow. So
I can't remember. But it had the speakers on the front, and then the screen,
Oh,
so
wow.
you could actually hear in stereo. Or if you're at a concert taking video, the sound would bounce behind you, and then hit it, so it wouldn't like blah, 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 if you're at a concert. It was actually really cool. But then they changed their next year's phone to identical to the iPhone. I was like, I don't like you no more.
I mean, like, what? Okay, but what's the advantage of an iPhone?
iPhone's just simple, man. Androids, you can get so lost.
What, bro?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You guys have iPhones. You have Apple Watches. You have AirPods. You got Macs. You got iPad. You got way too much stuff.
Where's my watch and AirPods?
See,
I got it all.
See? You lost them. You don't know where they are. See,
they're downstairs somewhere.
My phone is right here. I'm good.
But dude, those AirPods, best thing ever invented. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Because I golf.
Peanut
right?
butter's pretty good.
The wife gets out of work. She call me. I can't pick up the phone to talk. I'm golfing. AirPods in. I'm swinging and talking.
That's fair. All right, that's
and
fair.
then
I'll
at
let you
night,
have that one.
I'm watching One Tree Hill because I'm watching One Tree Hill right now. And I put them in, use my Roku. I'm listening to it, and she can't hear nothing.
So we gonna let that slide that this man is watching One Tree Hill.
Dude, One Tree Hill is like the best show ever made, dude.
I feel it was smooth back in the day.
I'm an elder emo, dude. Like that's right up my alley, dude. The first 6 seasons, anything after six seasons was just trash. But
is that when Homeboy died? Did he die in season 6 or when did he die?
Lucas and Peyton left the show. So that was, who was it? Chad Michael Murray and Hillary Barton left.
Right.
And so then they continued on with Haley and Nathan and the dad and all that jazz. And they brought in an agent. It was not good anymore. But
sounds awful.
Yeah, it was not good. And I'm stumbling through season 8 right now. All right, where are we at? Number 3. We got so sidetracked on that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Scariest animal. Like what animal does Coach Rob fear?
I mean, I feel like I'd be a little nervous seeing a gorilla.
I mean, I would too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine coming face to face with a gorilla?
Not really.
No.
Be like my cousin, though.
What was it? 8 years ago? At the Cincinnati Zoo? Yeah, Harambe.
Harambe. R.I.P.
Rip. Yeah, rest in peace, Harambe.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, just a little effort. He was swinging that kid around, dude.
Hey man, I blame the kid for that.
Oh yeah, me too. But I mean, like, but that little effort.
Woo! Gave that kid a whooping. He wouldn't have did that jump.
No,
anyway,
not at all. But good news is Cincinnati Zoo's back on top. We're good.
True.
Fiona saved the day. Favorite sports movie? Do not say Hoosiers. No. Remember the Titans?
Okay, wait, listen. Remember the Titans, but I have like there's 3 at the top. Okay. So you got let me ride with this. Okay. So remember the Titans is like 1C. Okay. Then you got Glory Road is 1B.
That's a good one.
Okay. And then 1A,
Coach
Carter.
Woo-hoo-hoo! I love Coach Carter.
I love it. I get amped up every time I watch it.
Coach Carter is a good movie. And you know what the funny
time.
thing is? I had never seen that movie, and my wife owned it, and we watched it in college. I was like, this is a sick movie. How have I never seen this?
Yeah, it's an amazing movie.
It's a good movie.
Absolutely amazing.
All right. Would you rather at number 5 here? Would you rather spend a week in the forest or one night in a haunted house?
Oh, Weekend of Force.
You would what? A week in the forest?
I rough it out, man.
I thought for sure you'd go one night in a haunted house.
Why would I do that to my mental? Why would I do that to myself?
One week in the woods would kill somebody's mental, dude.
I mean, like, what's the parameters though? Like, is it
like
it's just
you're out in the middle of the woods, dude?
I'm out there by myself.
Yeah, you got to fend for yourself, brother.
I'm cool. I'm chilling, man. You're telling me I'm in a haunted house that I know for a fact is haunted for an entire night. I'm good. I don't know if I make it. Let's be honest. I don't know if I make it. I'm not a Ghostbuster, so I don't know how to communicate with them. Let's be honest. My spirit can't take it.
We need you to play Phasmophobia a little bit with us, and then you'll know how to contact the afterlife.
No shot, man. So look, I played back when I was streaming, like when I had a little community and stuff before I took this job, and now I can't stream anymore. So everybody thought I just left them hanging, which I kind of did. But anyway, I had somebody.
It's that Xbox meme where it's like, hey, I'll play games with you tomorrow, and then just fades away.
Last time logged in. Yeah, man. But I had one of my community members, they had bought me a game of Visage.
Oh yeah, Visage is good. I like Visage.
Yeah, it's good, huh?
We play Crap Your Pants.
You would just stay all night in a haunted house.
Oh yeah.
Weirdo.
For sure. No, actually I go hunting. So a week in the woods is a piece of cake.
Twisted human being, that's what it is.
Yeah. Number 6. This is a tough one. What number am I thinking of?
1.
That's wrong. Number 7. Plane, train, or automobile?
Wait. What number are you thinking of?
I'm not gonna tell you.
What?
That's just the question, bro.
Anyways.
So if I tell you, then somebody else is gonna know the answer.
Oh, it's the same number for everybody.
Sure, why not?
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
That's all right. I'll allow it. Automobile for sure.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Because you did not take the noble steed to Pennsylvania. I just wanted to make sure.
No, I did not.
But you take it 2 hours to Adrian every day. And then 2 hours back.
Okay.
What is number 8?
I have nothing to say to that.
What is Coach Rob's biggest fear?
It's a great question.
Got him, chat.
Great question. I would say my biggest fear is not preparing my kids for success.
Boom. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that weighs heavy on everybody's mind.
Yeah, I would say not preparing them, man. I feel like I wasn't prepared as prepared as I would have liked to been. So
you build off those lessons. You say,
yeah,
I'm going to get them ready now.
Yep.
Number 9, DC or Marvel?
Marvel. Stop it.
Wow. What's
the last DC movie that has been decent?
I will say I enjoyed the heck out of Justice League, but the Snyder.
The Snyder cut?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
When he got to do it the way he wanted it, that was good. But like when Warner
4
Brothers,
hours?
yes, when Warner Brothers, cut and piece it together for money, not good at all.
Right.
Like Justice League that they put in theaters was trash.
That's what I heard.
Straight trash. And then
that's what I heard.
Batman and Superman and Batman, or Superman versus Batman, what they put in theater was trash. But they have an extended cut, which they put everything in that they didn't have, and it was good. It makes sense when they don't cut out all of Snyder's plan. And the thing with Justice League is Joss Whedon finished it, and that was the crappiness of it. Whedon tore that movie out because Snyder's daughter committed suicide, and he had to be off the movie.
Had to get off.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So and then they redid. He's like, I have it all on my computer. I just want to release the extended or my version of it.
Yeah.
And Warner Brothers didn't want him to do it, but the outcry of people said, "We want this."
No choice.
They have no choice, and they made a killing off it. But
yeah,
it was good. But yeah, Marvel easily movie wise.
Yeah, like better. Justice League. What was that? 10 years ago?
Justice League. Yeah, that was about.
Yeah,
it was a while ago. I'm excited for The Flash, though. I like The Flash. That movie's coming out soon.
I will say I am intrigued about Black Adam.
Oh, but yeah, Black Adam. But now I'm just getting confused in movies because what's her face? The one with Momoa. Aquaman. Aquaman was good. Yeah. Aquaman was really good.
Yeah, but it has Amber Heard in it, so
That's true. That's true. I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one, Honor. I can't believe how much that is taking up internet space right now. It's so funny.
My TikTok algorithm is so jacked up. Every time I get on it, I see her face.
Oh yeah, and it's so funny because people and the questions both sides are asking. I was like, what is going on right now?
Yes, you read that correctly. Yes, you did.
For the 8th time. Yes. Again, you did read that correctly.
You did. Yes, you did.
All right, number 10, last question. One song for the rest of your life on repeat. What is it?
Anything.
No. Not anything. There's got to be one song. You don't get an album. One song, brother.
One song. Okay. I have to find the title of it really quick.
Oh, that's fine.
It's really quick.
If you can actually get it down to one, because this is not an easy question. I can't. I don't know if I would be able to do it.
No.
I'm a music connoisseur, in a sense.
I feel that.
And so, I am so deep into so much music that it's just I don't know if I could pick one song to ever listen on repeat forever.
No, I feel it. Okay, so here's my song. All right, it's by Corey Asbury. It's called The Father's House, and it's the studio version.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
Gang. They're going to be like, Coach Rob, what? Trust me. It gets you hype. It gets you emotional. Whatever you need on that specific day, you'll get it. I promise.
If I had to listen to one on repeat, I'd probably go with one that I'm listening to now. Oh, man. See, this is such a tough question, man.
It's like to say one
song for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
God, that is a tougher question than I thought it was. Because I listen to so much. Yeah, so the guy, I'm going to play tricks on these guys. Yeah. Oh, man, that is so much harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I would probably say something by The Offspring, just because I absolutely love their old albums. But it'd have to be probably off of Americana. You remember the song Pretty Fly for a White Guy?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was off that album. It would have to be probably No Breaks. No Breaks is a song on the album that is just start to finish, just hard to get. No Breaks. It's good. It's a good song. Yeah. I would have to say for my first little thought on this, that's what I'm going with. But you're going with who?
Corey Asbury. The Father's House.
You,
Gang.
sir, are off the hot seat. There's your second 10 questions that are in a 1-up. You might have 2 1-ups now, dude. You might have 2 lives. Look at
That's crazy.
That's crazy, brother. But Steven Robinson Jr.,
you gotta give people that look like me an extra
life. Siena Heights University. I'm going with juniors everything. I appreciate you again stopping in, brother, and giving us a wrap up of what has happened so far for your first year. And like I mentioned in both my podcasts, your first podcast, but also the visit, Siena Heights is the esports program to watch out for in the future, guys. Put my money on him. This man is one of the main reasons why. So make sure you check them all out. You guys have a Twitch yet?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. It's Shoe Esport, all one word.
Siena Heights University Esports.
Right? No, Shoe. SHU.
Then
Esport.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. You said Siena Heights University.
Yes, for the shoe.
Some
people are going to go to Twitch and be like, SHOEES.
Like spells, okay, Siena, SIENA. I don't need that, bro. People take stuff around here
is
today.
The shoe. SHU Esports. Thank you again, brother. I appreciate you. I will definitely be in touch, of course, in the near future because I gotta see what's going on, brother. So appreciate you being here. Be good, and we'll catch you on the flip side, brother.
All right, my man. I appreciate you.